Inside this box is one of the most anticipated sneaker releases of 2025. I know we're still in 2024, but we've already got sneaker releases from 2025. This is the 2025 Air Jordan 4 Rare Air, originally slated to release in February of 2025. Apparently now it's been moved back to the summer. And I've got to admit, this shoe is way better than I expected. So like I mentioned, the Air Jordan 4 Rare Air is supposed to release in the summer of 2025 for a retail price of $215. And I realize it's kind of crazy to have a shoe that's supposed to release in the summer of next year this early, but I really think that's because it was supposed to release in February and then it got pushed back. In fact, let me check when this shoe was actually manufactured. It looks like this pair was made between July 17th, 2024 and September 18th, 2024. So this shoe's been sitting in the warehouse for a bit. Huge shout out to Bird Kicks because that's where I got my pair and a couple other pairs in upcoming videos, so stay tuned for those. He was actually one of the first people to post images of actual retail pairs on Instagram, and so I was really excited to grab a pair from him and give you guys a super early review. Of course, if you want to grab a pair of these shoes early, you can grab a pair from Bird Kicks or through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen right there. I have no idea what the resale price is on resale sites. I'm assuming between $400 to $500, possibly more, depending on how many pairs are actually out in the world right now. But hey, if you're watching this video closer to the release date of the shoe, I'm sure the price has dropped a little bit because I'm sure multiple pairs have made it out to the public. Also, just a heads up, if you're entering the Core Air Jordan 11 Legend Blue giveaway, I've made sure to leave the link to the third badge in the top of the description below. If you guys haven't checked out Core yet, you got to click that link, earn the badge, and possibly win a pair of Air Jordan 11s. But before we dive any deeper into the shoes themselves, I first want to take a look at the box because Jordan Brand kind of did their thing on this box. So it looks like the rumors were right and the box is inspired by those classic early 2000s Jordan boxes with Michael Jordan's face on them. However, unlike those boxes that usually came in dark gray, this time around we get a black box. The base color is sort of this satin black, and then on top of that, the way that you can actually see Michael Jordan's face is through these thin glossy lines. I absolutely love when Jordan Brand changes up their boxes in a cool way. I mean, they change up their boxes all the time, but a lot of times, you know, it's not as good as it could be. But I love when they draw from their history and pull iconic images like this and put it on a new, really exciting pair of sneakers. The sides of the box are pretty plain except for the Jumpman on either side and of course the size tag. I grabbed a size 9, which is my true size, and we'll talk about that later on in the video. The official colorway of this shoe is black, fire red, deep royal blue. But that's pretty much all there is to say about the box. Now let's get back into the sneakers. But why don't we dive into the materials that make up the upcoming Air Jordan 4 Rare Air. And starting off around the toe of the sneaker, you've got this very dark charcoal suede mudguard. Moving up from the suede, you get to this very lightly tumbled black nubuck. It actually seems to be more tumbled on the left side of the pair than the right side of the pair, at least when it comes to my pair. Both the nubuck and the suede on this shoe feel pretty decent. Neither of them feel incredibly premium, but they also don't feel super cheap either. So it's kind of a higher end Jordan material, but it's not like the highest end. Now again, the left side of the pair does have this nice tumbled texture that the right side doesn't have. I'm assuming that'll be the case for a lot of these pairs. Like I'm sure one side of the pair will feel slightly different than the other because that's always the case with Jordan sneakers. They're never super consistent. Actually, the suede is darker on the one side than the other side. Huh, I wonder why that is. All right, well, okay. I guess the shoe itself is not super consistent either. The suede is definitely lighter on the right shoe than on the left shoe, but not like by a huge amount. It's only in certain areas. Like the sides of the shoe, the lateral sides of the shoe look the same, but from like the medial side to the toe of the sneaker, it looks lighter on this shoe than on the other shoe. As you move up on the sneaker towards the bottom of the tongue, you've got that classic Air Jordan 4 netting in this particular colorway. It comes in black. And then moving up from there, you get to more of that black nubuck on the eye stay of the shoe. Now, an interesting detail about the Rare Air colorway of the Air Jordan 4s is that the lace tabs come in different colors. On the bottom tab, you've got this nice sort of almost infrared type of red, and then on the top tab that connects to the wing, it all comes in black. This is actually kind of different from the Air Jordan 4s that released like 4 or 5 years ago. Those shoes, while yes, they came in a similar sort of mashup of reds and whites and blacks, they didn't feature mismatching tabs. Both tabs came in the same color. In the case of that shoe, I believe it was like a military blue. On this shoe, they did switch things up, and it kind of gives the shoe a bit more of a unique look, which I'm into. Weaving through the lace eyelets, you've got these black flat laces. And one detail I didn't mention when we were looking at the box is that inside the box, you actually get an extra set of laces. In this case, it comes in sort of this washed blue, which actually is kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie, I might switch these out. I didn't mean to untie these, but I did. It kind of looks cool. It looks really cool. It gives it a much more aged look. I'm into it. I might have to switch these out. For this review though, I'll stick with the black laces because that's what comes pre-started in the shoe, and that's probably what most people are gonna leave in the shoe. Towards the top of the tongue, you've got more of that black nubuck, and then one of the unique details on the Rare Air Jordan 4s is this Jordan Jumpman patch. So at first glance, it might just look like a standard Jordan Jumpman patch that's sewn into the tongue of the sneaker, but when you look at it from the side, you notice it's a bit thicker than a standard patch, and that's because it's actually a Velcro patch that's removable. Underneath the patch, you've got the words Jordan Rare Air, which apparently is a nod to the exclusivity quality of Jordan sneakers. Now, something interesting that I read about this pair, I think on Sneaker Bar Detroit, is that apparently 25% of the stock of these pairs come with gold text underneath the patch instead of standard white text, which adds to the exclusivity of the sneaker if you get a gold pair. Now, I don't know if that's 100% verified. No other sneaker website that I read from had that information, so either Sneaker Bar Detroit has some extra information that we didn't know about, or it's not the case. But we won't know for sure until we get closer to the release date of the shoe or someone gets a pair with the gold text. That also makes things more interesting for resale. Like, if there are pairs with gold text, those pairs will probably go for more. How much more? I don't know. But there's gonna be like a whole different listing tab on StockX and things like that, so it'll be interesting. Both the left shoe and the right shoe feature the same text on the tongues, and of course, because these are patches, you can set them back on the shoe however you want. They can be sideways, they can be upside down, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna set this one upside down and this one right way up. For no particular reason, I just think it looks cool. And the good news is that so far it seems like the Velcro is pretty strong, so these aren't gonna rip off when you're walking, unless you catch it on something. Continuing back on the sneaker, you've got this blue fabric sock liner, as well as gray fabric on the back of the tongue with your upside down Air Jordan patch. And then on the inside of the sneaker, in the insole, you actually get this really cool Rare Air branding. So the insole comes in blue with Rare Air printed on the heel in white and in red. And the insole itself, pretty thick, pretty nice. Makes the shoe more comfortable than some of the other 4s that I have in my collection. But now let's talk about sizing and fit. And after an initial try on of this shoe, I've got to say that the Air Jordan 4, as you probably expected, fits true to size. Basically the same as every other pair of Air Jordan 4s. If you own a pair of Air Jordan 4s, you know how these are going to fit. I would recommend just grabbing your standard size in 4s. If you've never tried on a pair of 4s, go down to your local Foot Locker. They've got like 5 different colorways just sitting on the shelf right now. Try a pair of those on first before you pull the trigger on this, especially if you're buying these for resale, because you're spending a lot of money and you want to make sure that you're grabbing a pair that fits. Continuing back in the shoe, you've got more of this black netting in this ventilation area on the side of the shoe, and then moving even farther back in the shoe, you get to this blue heel tab. Now, from the looks of it, the heel tab is a different shade of blue than the industrial blue or military blue 4s it released earlier this year, so I don't think it's inspired by this, although it could be. It seems to come in much more of a navy-ish blue or a darker blue. Now, I really like the fact that they went with the Nike Air branding on the back of this shoe. Usually Nike Air is reserved for OG colorways of the Air Jordan 4s, but I really like the fact that they went with it on this shoe, even though it's not an OG colorway, because I feel like it's a nice touch. You've also got the Air underneath, which ties in with that Rare Air branding, so I'm into it. Continuing down in the sneaker, you get to this pretty wild multicolor midsole that definitely has some what the vibes. In fact, the entire shoe kind of has some what the vibes, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But the midsole comes primarily in gray, black, cream, blue, and red, with the black being the top half of the back portion of the midsole. You've got cream around the air bubble, you've got gray and red wrapping up from the outsole, and then a blue hit towards the toe. Finally, moving to the bottom of the sneaker, you've got an outsole that reminds me a lot of the Bread 4s. You've got red hits on the toe and on the heel. You've got gray in sort of the middle area of the outsole, and then you've got a blue hit on the forefoot and a blue hit on the Nike branding towards the heel of the shoe. So because we're so far out from the release of this shoe, there's not a huge amount of information about the inspiration behind this shoe. Obviously, it's called the Rare Air 4, so if you guys are familiar with the Rare Air idea with Jordan sneakers, then you kind of get that. But the colorway seems to be inspired by almost a mashup of different Air Jordan sneakers. You've got the Bread 4s, which I sort of mentioned earlier. The blue, at least the placement of the blue, seems to come from the military blue 4s. However, the actual color of blue, or the shade of blue, seems to be more inspired by the Motorsport 4s. You've got gray hits, you've got red hits. This black wing area could come from really any pair of Air Jordan 4s, and this sort of darker gray toe area reminds me a lot of like the off-white 4s that never actually released, that sort of Bread 4, which hopefully one day it will release, but I kind of doubt it. So not 100% sure where all the little details come from, and Jordan Brand will probably never give us clarity on everything. That being said, I'm actually really impressed with this sneaker. Sure, there are some small problems with it, like the difference in quality between the two sides of the pair. That was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't expect it to be that serious of a difference. I mean, we've seen differences in elephant print and stuff like that, and that can be a problem as well. So of course there are going to be quality differences when it comes to materials, and usually when you're using slightly nicer materials, there tends to be more variation in textures and colors and things like that. So maybe that's what's going on. I'm not 100% sure, but overall they feel pretty nice. They feel like higher quality Jordans than we're usually used to. I think for 215 bucks, I don't feel ridiculous spending that money on this shoe. Usually when I buy a pair of 4s, I feel stupid spending as much money as I do, even at retail. But in this case, the materials seem to justify the cost a little bit more. I still think they're overpriced, but hey, it is what it is. Colorway wise, I'm into the sneaker. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much. I felt like it was gonna be too playful or too out there, but seeing it in person, the colors are a bit more muted than I expected, and I feel like this is a pretty solid summer Air Jordan 4. Like, I feel like they did a really nice job on this, and genuinely, I like it way more than I thought I was going to. If I had to rank this shoe on a scale of 1 to 10 compared to other Air Jordan 4s, with 1 being the worst Air Jordan 4, I can't think of what that would be, but I've got a couple ideas, and then 10 being, I don't know, something like the Fire Red 4s or the Military Blue 4s or the Bread 4s, like the OG 4s, this would definitely be a solid 7 or 8. Actually, probably closer to 8. Like, I really like this sneaker a lot. Will this shoe be difficult to get when it releases? I honestly don't know. I think people will like this shoe more than they probably do right now. I think that this shoe might not be as hyped as it will be when we get closer to release. However, the fact that there are early pairs circulating right now means that there's probably a decent amount of these. Now, that's not always the case, but I've seen a couple people already review this shoe and a couple people already have these in hand, so my guess is it's not going to be as limited as the Rare Air name would suggest, but that's just a thought. Will it sell out? Again, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if certain sizes sell out, but we'll just have to wait and see. Are 4s going to be as popular as they are right now? I mean, they're not even that popular right now. Will they be more popular in the summer of next year? But either way, I think if you buy this sneaker, you're not going to regret it, and I do think it's one of the cleaner releases happening in 2025. But if you made it to this point in the video, let me know your thoughts on the Rare Air Jordan 4s in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.